Thank you for the video. So before we move into the breakout rooms, I'd like us to take a short poll. And this poll would really help us to set the stage for the discussions in the breakout rooms. We want participants today to come into these rooms with a good idea of what they're going to discuss. And the purpose really is to come together to share our opinions and our experiences towards co-creating new solutions for our businesses. So I'll launch the poll right about now. Let's see what's going on. Seem to have a bit of a delay right here. Just give me a second to look at what's going on. The poll is not coming on. Apologies for that. Okay, it seems the poll is not coming on. All right, we can have the poll right after the breakout. But yes, so we have the breakout instructions right here. And the directions really is to get to know each other. Let's know where you're dialing into this call from, what your business is about. And then we really want to focus on the challenges and opportunities that are available in the agri-food landscape. So let's know what challenges are critical and urgent, those that are minor and manageable. And you know, there are some challenges that are really a miss in this landscape. So this is an opportunity to discuss about all of this. And of course, we would like to know what support would be most useful to you at this time and the role of the various stakeholders in providing the support. So we would break out participants into 2-3 groups. And so please feel free to share your insights and feel free to engage with other participants. And we will come back to the general group after 20 minutes to discuss the key takeaways from the session. So when you get to your group, please appoint someone who would collate the key takeaways and come back to the general group to share with other people. So you will receive invites to join the group right about now. Please join up when this invite comes up, and I will be sending us reminders when it is about time to come back to the general group. Everyone, I hope we had an insightful experience in our different groups. We're running out of time. I actually added up a few minutes to our breakout sessions because I saw that it took quite a while to get acquainted with each other. So we'll have to speed up the remaining parts of the program. But quickly, I would like the various groups to share some key takeaways from the discussion. From my understanding, many of the groups were not able to, get right down to the listed agenda for the breakout rooms, but it's totally fine. We're here to learn, we're here to share insights with each other. So whatever the learnings are, please feel free to share what you've discussed. So I'll call on group 1 first. Who's sharing with us from group 1? Jacob? Okay, I'll unmute you right now. Great. Please go ahead.
Thank you. My name is
we can't hear you clearly, Jacob.
Yeah.
It's not so clear.
Jacob, I can suggest, because it's breaking maybe you can switch off your video to use less bandwidth, probably. Maybe that will help the audio.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, that's better.
Oh, yeah. I said we discussed it in our own group. Ms. Salome talked about pesticide issue in Kenya that was caused by locusts and how the government intervened during the issue. In our own group also, someone raised the issue of land fragmentation, which is one of the major challenges in Nigeria as regard farming. And also another person talked about us being part of the policies, especially during the COVID issue, policies that will favor agriculture. And one of our own also made mention, talking on the same policy, that yes, the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria actually took some steps as to relieve farmers of the effect of the COVID-19, but that this policy did not actually go down well, especially to the grassroots. And also he highlighted that most of the people in the northern Nigeria actually benefited from this policy. And that's because of the bad leadership we have in our own nation, in the sense that some people that are close to the people on top benefited, especially when they are not being invested into the agricultural sector, while people that actually needed some of this loan could not get them. I think our friend from United States of America now suggested that if there is any way we could all participate so that we will have a voice on the table as regard discussion on policies that will favor agriculture. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Can we go into group 2? Just a quick 1-minute summary as to what was discussed in group 2.
Thank you. So for group 2, we looked at the major challenges that entrepreneurs are facing, and what came out from the group was the biggest one, shared by almost everyone, is financing. Have a challenge of accessing finance because of what is that to give in access funds. Then the other challenge is limitation of land, and as of us in the land and also water. There's plenty of water and there are no systems to harness or to harvest that water so that it is throughout the farming cycle. Then the third challenge is infrastructure, where most of the farmers do not have access to infrastructure, especially like storage facilities, whereby they have their produce waste along the way because they do not have proper storage facilities. Then we looked at, we're able to look at stakeholders in terms of giving support to alleviate some of these challenges. And the main stakeholders that we discussed were, the first one is politicians. It was agreed and felt that there needs to be deliberate policies that support the agribusiness so that these farmers can access most of the issues at bearable cost. And then there's also financiers as another stakeholder, where we could have subsidies, banks that come up with schemes that are bearable for the farmers. Then the other key that was themselves working together so that they can pool resources to make sure that they are able to meet even demands that are placed on their produce. Thank you.
Thank you. Those were some great highlights. It seems like a rich discussion. And group 3?
Okay, from group 3, I'm talking about the problem which agri-food entrepreneurs face. We cited one, funding, which is the major challenge. There's a key challenge in funding, whereby farmers don't get the resources to add up to their inputs, whatever they need to produce. Then we also talked about inadequate data and proper training, whereby the farmers don't have the capacity or the knowledge to do whatever they want to do, talking about the technical know-how. Also, someone from Tanzania talked about the value addition chain in the bee industry. That's producing another product from the bee industry. And these boys that are sourcing the machineries, and the SMEs can't really afford this because these machineries are really expensive. So this really affects the value addition in beekeeping industry in Tanzania. Also, someone from south part of Nigeria talked about the market, whereby perishable goods, when they get to the market, they don't sell all, and this leads to spoilage and loss and profit and whatever they're doing. And this really affects the market. And an agripreneur from eastern part of Nigeria also talked about logistics and distribution as one of the major problems they face in agri-food landscape. He said that this has been a very big problem for them because the logistics and distribution has been very high, which affects the cost of the products in the market too. And especially now we're on lockdown in parts of this Nigeria. Then proposing what the stakeholders ought to do. In funding, we cited the decentralized system whereby we know who gets what and where it is going. In some of the loan facilities, they will provide the farmer with an option of you must take a course before we give you loan. So we talked about prescribing this so that the young farmers can access these loans, and also reduction in the interest rate of these loans. There should be a reduction in the interest rate of these loans, and keeping the farmers abreast with what is going on, the technology and innovation in the farm industry and the production should be provided for the farmer, just like the Nourishing Africa. So basically, that's what we cited in our group, that is room 3.
Thank you. So there's a wide-ranging, just from the key takeaways, the wide-ranging topics and themes that are occurring across both Nigeria, East and West Africa. And I think these are some of the things that we as Nourishing Africa will take on, but it's also something that we employ you as agripreneurs to coordinate, partner, to try and solve some of, or mitigate at least some of the issues that we're seeing. And we're going to quickly, just because of time, we're going to speed through various opportunities that Nourishing Africa has curated that are directly targeted at East African agripreneurs that we have seen in the landscape, and we think it's important that you should be aware of. The first 3 are funding opportunities in the form of financial support, and they range from the EquiLife Capital Venture Debt Funding, which provides debt funding to agribusinesses. We have the Kenyan Climate Innovation Center, which is providing grants to Kenyan agribusinesses. And then we also have the Small Enterprise Assistance Fund, which is a loan company that is providing and are providing small and large loans to Tanzanian agribusinesses. These and many more are available on the Nourishing Africa site. So we do employ you to go online and filter through your value chain or by country so that you can see what's happening. We also have some capacity building opportunities, which essentially is in the form of training, and that ranges from the African Women in Agriculture Fellowship, as well as the Africa Agribusiness Incubation Fund, which is available to all African countries, and it's essentially providing technical support. We also have the iBiz Africa Pitch, which is a Kenyan company, essentially providing incubation to agribusinesses, both small, medium size in Kenya. In addition, we have events that are ranging across the continent and the world. Naturally, given the current situation that we are in, the vast majority of them are online. And we, as Nourishing Africa, are really pushing entrepreneurs in the space to attend these events, both to gain more knowledge on what is happening, as well as to connect with other like-minded individuals. You can find a range of them on the hub as well. These are just 3 that we're currently, that will be this week. We also have online courses that we have realized that through our work, it's a good idea for entrepreneurs and their staff strength to engage in some of these courses while they might be not, or they might not be as busy as usual, or there's a need for them to beef up their skills or to learn a new skill. I implore everyone to go to nourishingafrica.com. We have a range of them, ranging from universities and online courses from both North America universities and professional institutions in Africa, as well as in Europe. And then as Nourishing Africa, we have a range of podcasts and recorded webinars directly aimed at providing information and tools to help you as your business to both survive and thrive. And as I said, they're all available on the hub. We also have a special program which we call Ask an Expert, which provides a platform for entrepreneurs such as yourself to go online and to ask key experts in the sector questions as it pertains to your business. We've had a range of experts from seed systems to financing your value chain or to financing your agribusiness. And this week, from tomorrow, we will have Dr. Asa, who is the Senior International Animal Production Specialist. And he is an expert in the dairy value chain, and he'll be available to answer your questions. So please go to nourishingafrica.com to pose a question as it relates to the dairy value chain, and he'd be more than happy to answer it. Given the COVID-19, we had to essentially provide more information to help agripreneurs with their business as it relates to their business and COVID-19. So we have a range of publications and tools and resources to do exactly this. We also showcase agribusinesses that are actively working through this time. We think it's very important to show the resilience and the innovation that is currently ongoing in the sector by the African leaders and entrepreneurs. So if you have a business that is currently active in the sector and you have been able to do some innovative and impactful work during this time, despite all odds, please do email us. We'd love to know more and showcase this work. We also showcase our entrepreneurs and our members through our Nourishing Africa Instagram lives and Twitter chats. We have many coming up this week and for subsequent months. But I'd now like to introduce our guest and our guest speaker of the day, and for her to share insights on what she's currently working on, as well as the sector at large, and what Synthesis Group is currently engaged in across East Africa. So I'd like Salome to, I don't know if the mic is working, to come on board and take us through your entrepreneur.
That's fine. It's okay. So since you're the one handling, I'll just say next, like when I need you to go to the next slide. So hi, everyone. As you've heard, my name is Salome. I'm the person who coordinates communications in East Africa for Synapis. So I'll just start by giving you a brief overview of what we do, then get into programs we're providing to support people right now. So next and next. Yes, so basically our mission is to make disciples and alleviate poverty through the power of entrepreneurship. For the people who had come in earlier, I had mentioned that aside from being an accelerator, we also aim to teach people not just to run businesses for the sake of putting money in the pockets, but to also show them that you can do this with integrity. So we teach people how to integrate their faith into their business as a Christian organization. Next. Onto our vision, we aim to empower 10,000 entrepreneurs globally and to be an integral part of taking back the marketplace for the glory of the kingdom. So in terms of presence, our headquarters is in Nairobi, and we also have a physical office in Kampala. But outside of Nairobi and Kampala, we're working with partners in Rwanda, Ghana, Liberia, Brazil, and Egypt. So next, to the next slide. Yes, so when it comes to our programs, we have two flagship programs, which are mainly focusing on capacity building. I'll just briefly go over them. Next. So the flagship program we have is called the Entrepreneur Academy. So as you have heard, just from the name, it's basically an institution for training entrepreneurs through a mini MBA format, which is basically for 4 months or 16 weeks, practical skills on how to take their businesses to the next level. We usually have a lot of people who come through the program and say, yes, they've done courses, but wasn't necessarily practical in the number and the amount of the skill set. So we've been around from 2011, and currently we've trained over 3,900 entrepreneurs. And we're all about impact. Just as I've mentioned, it's not just about you putting your money into your pocket, but all these people in your supply chain, to the people who you've employed. We want you to think bigger in how you can expand to create a bigger impact. As you can see, 73% of our alumni also refuse to take, or rather to accept or pay bribes. Funny enough, in our breakout room, we were discussing how even in Nigeria, there's a lack of credibility in how people have been getting funding from the government, which is affiliated to COVID-19. So I want to get rid of that thing where you have to know someone to get a particular deal or opportunity. It's possible to do business clean. Next slide. The second program we have is basically for idea stage entrepreneurs, where it runs for 9 weeks, and we basically teach them how to start and run a successful business. Next slide. So in terms of business impact, so we told you we aim to run, or rather not just empower our entrepreneurs to learn how to grow and scale, but also how to be able to get investment. So we teach you how to be an investment-ready business owner. So out of our alumni network, at all of them, they've raised $26.6 million to date. And they've collectively come up with an average annual revenue of $41 million. So 49% of our alumni had, they had a 49% average growth in revenues. And after going through the program, 74% of them was still in business 3 years after graduating. Next slide. So in terms of social impact, as I told you, we want our entrepreneurs to think large and not just about their own social sphere of just providing for their own families. And we usually urge people to think big because you can do so much in your community. So we've had a total of 3,360 jobs created. Next slide. So COVID-19 came along and we realized that we had to provide support relevant to entrepreneurs now. Of course, it's very insensitive to be tone deaf to the challenges that entrepreneurs are facing. So we came up with a program we call the Crisis Crash Course Program. So just as you've had, it's basically a short program to get you out of that crisis now. So out of the 16-week program I'd mentioned earlier, we basically pulled out all the vital lessons you need right now, looking at sales and marketing, how to diversify your business model, looking at finance, how to better manage your cash flows and also your profitability to know how long you'll survive, and also HR. I mean, even the way we currently work has really, really greatly changed right now. And we just want entrepreneurs to adapt to what we in Kenya are currently calling the new normal. And so in the 4-week program, just as you've had, some of the things you learn are about cost structures, dealing with the workload and growing as a leader. So we know that the times are hard. So we're offering it at only 6,000 Kenya shillings, which if to make it understandable for everybody is only about $60. And so we want people to work on their businesses as opposed to working in their businesses. So just to work smart and utilize the time that they have now. Next slide. So when it comes to Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Had my microphone muted the whole time? I hope not.
No, it wasn't muted.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I've just sent the link for the next intake we have, which is happening next Saturday. The good thing is, despite the application form showing that it's only in Kenya, we have people who have done the program actually even from the UK, and we also have some people who are doing the program from Uganda. So it doesn't really matter where you are, as long as you want to work on your business, save it from crisis, and have $60 to invest into your business, you can feel free to apply. I'll also just type in my email. So if anyone has any questions, they can feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Salome, for that. I hope that entrepreneurs on board will take advantage of that opportunity and follow through and follow up and follow through. So because we're pressed for time, we'll just quickly move on. We're on to the networking part of the program. So in terms of next steps, we'd really want you to connect with us. You can join the Nourishing Africa Hub. I'm sure that you've seen the lots of opportunities that are available. So you can go to www.nourishingafrica.com/entrepreneurs. And please follow us on social media at Nourishing Africa, at Nourish Africa. And we have a survey for this event. We'd like you to please complete the survey and let us know what you think and how we can improve. So going on, we would like to take a group picture of everybody who is on this call. Would like to see your beautiful faces. Please turn on the video, and I would have my colleague take the picture. Yes, put on a beautiful smile. We will be posting this picture on our social media. I like Lillian's smile. Thank you so much for giving us that bright smile this evening. All right. We're waiting for some people to turn on their video. Thank you so much. All right. I can hear a click. Somebody already took our picture.
Can someone take another one? I wasn't looking.
I wasn't either. Okay. My best smile for the camera. Come on.
I cannot see myself.
I can see you. ACLA. White.
Oh.
Wonderful. Got it.
Good.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. So we will leave the open for a couple of minutes because I understand that many of us would like to reach out to each other and get to know more about our businesses and what we do. So please feel free to engage in the chat session. I've already seen a couple of businesses that I would like to engage directly. So if you see me in your inbox on this Zoom, please do not be surprised. So we'll leave it open for about 5 minutes so we can exchange contacts. And of course, if you have feedback for us in the meantime, please feel free to drop them and we will get right on top of it. Thank you so much for attending First Thursdays. We hope it's been a great experience for you. And we will have the next First Thursdays on the first Thursday of September, which by my calendar is sometime around 3rd of September. So we hope to see you then. Do have a pleasant evening.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.